Hello, everybody. It's me, it's Michael B, and welcome back to another episode of Chill and Chat with Michael B. I apologize, guys. I wasn't here last week. I unfortunately had to cancel, at the very last minute. I had a family emergency. Someone passed away in our family, and I had an out-of-town funeral, so I couldn't make it. And it sucks, too, because I had such a good show planned. I had two guests, one of which is somebody I've always wanted to interview, and it was heartbreaking that I had to cancel last week. But hopefully, I get to do the episode I was planning to do last week again in the very near future. But otherwise, tonight we're going to go in a different direction, and we're going to have a lot of fun. I got to participate a little bit, but I was stupid, and despite getting an invitation to go to Evo and maybe be part of all this, I couldn't go at the time, and I missed out on everything. And so many of my friends and other YouTubers got to go to Evo and cover the coverage, got to cover everything about the Arcade1Up Marvel vs. Capcom 2 announcement. So tonight on the show, we're going to go into detail about the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 announcement, why it's such a big historic deal that Arcade1Up has made this possible, and then we'll tear apart the cabinet. You know, we're YouTubers and we like to pick apart everything, what we would have preferred, what we think, will it be good? We'll do all that fun stuff. But then the big part of the story is, you guys may remember a long time ago, I held another episode of Chill and Chat Michael B, and I said, let's plan a home arcade retro gaming convention. And it seemed like that was never, ever going to happen. A lot of that was because back when I suggested it, we were still in the midst of the pandemic. The borders weren't open to Canadians like me. It's been a very long time. We're not through the other end of it realistically, but enough time has passed that it seems plausible now. And an opportunity came up September 10th to go to Chicago to iiRcade for an event. And I said, screw it. I bought a ticket. A bunch of other people did. And if you're free the weekend of September 9th and 10th, you should think about joining us in Chicago and having a bunch of fun. Anyways, we'll go into this in great detail tonight and talk about it all on Chill and Chat with Michael B. You think I would have had this ready first, right? Man, what a long monologue before I even played the intro. I don't know if you guys are PlayStation RPG fans, but I never forget playing Wild Arms. You get about 6 hours into it, and then the initial credits roll, and you're like, oh, so did I beat the game? Oh, no, this is only the start. This is kind of like that with this video. Anyways, I want to say hello to the people here in the comments. Let's take a look. We got Chris Langlois. I don't know if I said that. Langlois 93, Scott Lee, Andrews Clay Creations, Familiar Face. What's happening? Thank you very much. Reset Rudy, come to the West, not the Midwest. Maybe the West next time. The Midwest is where we're going this time. Thank you so much, BA. I would have smuggled you across the border, Matt Astro Gaming. Thank you very much. Gabriel Gray, Paul 80, Garage Gamer, MVC2 for the win. Big news. Charlie Chuck, Chicago on the topic list. Already booked a hotel. I'll be there bearing a work schedule. That's awesome, Charlie Chuck. I'm so excited to meet you in person and get to hang out. I'll tell you more about that when we cover it, but you're going to have to contact iiRcade because I think they have limited availability for their events. Scott Lee, what's happening? Bill's Retro Gaming Show. Thank you very much, Bill. Dan Z, thank you very much for the condolences. Bob Boy, thank you very much. Michael B. Jordan, that's me. Digipunk, Nikki Z, what's happening? Nikki Z said something really nice to me on Twitter earlier today. I really appreciate it. Sterling Hall, Sterling, you're always here, man. I really appreciate it. Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, you're already in Chicago. Of course you can tag along, man. All you got to do is just be there. MC's Game Room, Chucky Shea, JJ. Oh, my God. Garage Gamer. So many people. Thank you so much, Andy 1-Up. Thank you, Digipunk, everybody, for being here tonight. I really appreciate it. And on top of that, we've got somebody joining the stream. I'll pull him up in a couple seconds, just waiting for him to get his lights on and get set up. And I'll pull him. Oh, we got the thumbs up. So I'm going to pull this guy up. I'm really excited because this has been my co-pilot with so much Arcade1Up news in the last little while. And also, this guy has been on top of this whole Marvel versus Capcom thing right from the start. And he even has, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. I'm going to say it. I might get in trouble. He even has a similar cabinet that'll be fun to compare Marvel versus Capcom to. And he is going on the Chicago trip. Exciting enough. So he's here for both parts. Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm so happy that I'll be able to see you in person.
Are you really?
No, actually, it's really cool, man. You're from Newfoundland. Like, I never thought that we would go on a trip together. It's so
I know, right?
exciting.
Well, I never thought I'd get off the island. I think I've told you about it 100 times before. Like, whenever we travel here, the biggest part of the expense is we had to pay like $700 just to get out of Newfoundland before we get to Ontario, and then actually pay for the real travel. But
Now, I have to say something disclaimer. It looks like I have a booger hanging on my nose. I don't. I cut myself shaving, and like yesterday's stream, I was all like talking to the mic kind of like this to cover it up, but I can't cover it up anymore. It's all scabbed, and hopefully it goes away. But like I'm looking at myself like that looks like a booger hanging out of my nose. But
Justin,
anyway,
Justin, you are so professional. You've got the professional mic, the professional lights. You're telling me you don't have a good makeup person there?
I don't wear makeup. I've been told by professionals that you're supposed to wear makeup when you go live. I'm sure it would smooth out my skin, but I don't do the makeup. Other people do. I'm not into the makeup.
I did used to wear makeup when I was younger. I had really bad acne for a while, and I used to get these really like giant pimples. And I put a little dab of this. It was like pimple cream, but also like cover up cream at the same time. And man, did I get shit for it in high school. People are like, "Oh, Mike's wearing makeup again."
That's right. So that's the subject. We're going to Chicago, right? Is that
That's one of the subjects, but yeah, we'll talk about that one first because I'm probably more excited about that really than the second one, even though the second one's a giant piece of news. It's just there's been a ton of coverage of that already. I just really want to do a post-mortem on it.
What about
the final
and
coverage?
Then this weekend, Chris made his post. The little kid that wants to be a YouTuber that loves
amazing.
us. That's like did the COVID reenactment with his.
Loved it.
I assume it's his mom. That was so cute.
Yeah, that was fantastic. If you guys haven't seen it, I mean, it's been everywhere, but if you haven't seen it, go check it out. John D posted it in the Arcade1Up global fan page. I mean, it's just amazing. This really, really cute little kid gets on camera and he's doing his old Arcade1Up show, does the no, it's COVID, and it's just priceless. Go check it out.
I think he shouts you out, Michael B, right?
I
was a little jealous, a little bit.
I got a little teary-eyed, and he had the shirt on, the Catalina wine mixer. Like, just
so
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Okay, so we do got a couple chats here. Who got the golden ticket? They should know today. Did you get a golden ticket?
I don't think so. I didn't get the golden ticket. I didn't get the golden ticket. No, I didn't.
All four of them went to the same person. And it was their biggest customer. But today is an exciting day for a lot of people, too. I have delayed my iArcade review long enough that it is no longer relevant because people are finally getting their cabinets now. So the timing couldn't be better, Buttlicker.
Hold on. Managing Chaos. The mother is in the chat right now.
That is awesome. Oh, he was fantastic. That video just absolutely made my weekend. Like, I can't tell you enough. I showed it to my wife. I got teary-eyed. Oh, he's awesome. Chris is awesome.
Absolutely. All right, so the golden ticket, right? We were talking about that.
Yeah, I don't know enough about it. So what is the golden ticket? I know that some people were getting sweatshirts with their iArcade gold editions. Is the golden ticket like win a trip to iArcade, or how does it work?
I don't know. I didn't know anything about it. I got an email that said they're shipping, and maybe your item is on the way, or maybe it's not. Like, if you get an email soon, follow up from this email, then maybe it's on the way. But if you don't, who knows?
Yeah, I know 19K Fox got his actual email. He sent that to us.
Oh, really? Did he get so he did get the follow-up email?
Yeah, he's got the email. So his is coming.
I'm not cool like 19K Fox, so.
Well, I mean, who is? Look at him. I mean,
that's fair.
Honestly, he could be on Men's Vogue.
Well, let's just say if the Home Arcade clan got a what do you call it? Like a calendar, he would be July. I had to pick a month, so I went with July.
I'd be Smirch. So anyways, Ritual Dello says golden ticket is in fact a trip to headquarters. I wonder if that is during the Game and Brew Night when we're going to be there.
That would be really cool. So it's more than a golden ticket to headquarters, it's to meet 30 of your favorite friends that are also going. How many people are going? The list is growing.
Yeah, so far I know that I'm going, PDubs, yourself, 19K Fox, we think B Kong. He's just got to somehow convince his wife.
I don't think you're supposed to say that one out loud. His wife doesn't know yet.
She doesn't watch this.
Okay, we're good.
So B Kong maybe. I know MCAP is going, and Rascal, and you said Moat's going possibly.
Yep, Moat's a driving distance.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah,
and then we're trying to get Nick to come, Your Average Gamer. Yeah, but he said it sounded really lame, so we're working on that.
We got a $4.99 super chat from Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger. I'm super excited for the Chicago trip, getting to meet all you guys. Is there going to be a plan? Can we go to iiRcade too? So thank you very much for the super chat. You didn't have to do that, brother. I'm guessing that travel won't be a big problem for you, Ezekiel. And yes, right now there's we
have an outline.
Yeah, we have kind of an outline.
So when is the date we're all going? It's like the 25th, or it's this month, right?
It's September 9th and 10th.
Oh wait, I have a different trip that I'm going in August. Okay, so September. That's right. Yep. I have like 4 trips I have to go to for the end of the year. So they're running all together.
Yeah, but this is the most important because
that
we're all
is
going to
true.
get together.
I am the most excited about this
and make lifelong memories. It's basically Stand By Me, but with home arcade YouTubers.
That's right.
And fans. Yeah,
it's right. Okay, so
I don't want to say it's a home arcade YouTuber trip because that's not really what it is. It's just basically
to us it is. To you
fans.
And I, it is.
Zero Hero knows we have 12% of a plan. That's about accurate.
Okay, so here's the plan that we have so far. September 8th, we're all flying in or driving in to Chicago. That's on the 8th. On the 9th, we're going to Galloping Ghost. On the 10th, Saturday the 10th, we're going to iiRcade. We're raiding their headquarters whether we're invited or not. And Sunday, we're going to a Bears 49er game. And I literally have a trip to New York that I have to be in New York on the 12th. So I'm either going to fly out on the 11th or the 12th. I have to figure it out. But from Chicago, so which was just kind of the weird 2 trips butted up, and I was like, I guess I could book my corporate job flight from Chicago, and that's the only way I could make it work.
Yeah, that's how you do it. I'm glad you're going. I was nervous because when the opportunity came up, like, again, I never do this stuff because people are like, hey, fly out to Atlanta. Let's go to Southern Fried Gaming Expo. And like, I always look at the flight cost, and it's, like I said, $700 one way to get off the island. I checked out the flights to Chicago from where I am, and it came up return $350 US, and I was like,
that's
wait a minute,
great.
This can happen. This can finally happen. I can do this. Yeah.
That is amazingly cheap. I'm flying from Des Moines to Chicago just one way. It's after tax and everything is about $200, which is
that's not bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, like, how you can't really get a flight much cheaper than that,
No. I don't know what I'm flying on. I've got a feeling that it's definitely. Do you remember in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the back? I think that's
just my pet snake back there.
That's just my pet snake, Reggie.
Yeah, exactly. I hate snakes. I hate them.
So I'm super excited about the trip. This is, it's funny because when I mentioned the original idea, the original concept for doing some home arcade, like meetup get together, there were 2 locations. There were Las Vegas, go to the Pinball Hall of Fame. And that was one of the big ones. And it's Vegas. There's lots of stuff you can do, which everybody went to already last weekend to go to Evo. So now we're doing the other side of the spectrum. We're going to iiRcade. We're going to Galloping Ghost, world's largest arcade. And we're going to White Castle. White Castle might not be really exciting for some of you guys, but for me, like, I've waited my entire life. This is the culmination of my life's journey to get to White Castle.
That's right. It makes me think, if we're going to Chicago, couldn't we go to that Wayne's World? Is that in Chicago, I think? Like, in the movie Wayne's World.
Stan Makita Donuts?
Yeah, the donut shop. Is that there?
Is that real?
I think
I thought that was
real.
a ripoff.
I remember as a kid thinking it was real. I don't
know. Bill says, Michael, are you planning on coming to Retro World Expo on the 27th? I had thought about it, Bill, but then this
will
opportunity
be
to
there.
Chicago came up. You're going to Retro World Expo? No way. Why didn't you tell me?
I told you this months ago. I
didn't tell me
invited
this.
you. Remember? Retro World Expo. And there's a meetup the day before, and I invited you. Mason and I are going. Mason and I are going to Retro World Expo together.
Maybe you did tell me this.
That was the original plan. Fox may be going as well. I was trying to get him to come.
Well, I might be going to Retro World Expo too. I got a good buddy by the name of Mike Tendo Dongold that always goes to Retro World Expo, and a lot of other people I know from the retro console scene. Like,
yes,
I don't really know Pam that well, Jasla, but I think she usually goes, and a couple other people that I know from that spectrum. So it'd be really fun to get involved with.
That's the one I'm actually excited about because I'm console kits, so I'm going to the console YouTuber meetup and Retro World Expo, but then I can go to the home arcade one as well.
Yeah, console fanboy says we should all go visit Zodwriter. Let's just go to some random guy's house and knock on the door and be like, "Hey, what are you at? Do you want to come play?"
Imagine we don't tell him, but we get his address. We just knock on the door and Zodwriter opens, and there's just like 5 YouTubers that he's
30 YouTubers.
Should we add the dude in the green room? He's
oh my
looks
God.
like he's practicing.
Dogs, what's happening, brother?
Oh yeah, hold on a second. Keep on playing. Keep going. Do it. Do it again. I'm trying to... Piano? I can't do that.
That's really impressive.
Nick,
I've been practicing.
good job, man.
I've been practicing.
That was actually really impressive. Is this going to be implemented into Super Game Room dudes going forward?
Absolutely not. We run a mature podcast over there.
Mature.
Very mature podcast.
Mature.
And guys, I said it earlier, but I don't know if you caught it or not. The big guy PDubs is coming as well. PDubs, we're all going to meet up and get to hang out together in Chicago.
We're all going to get sick together. It's going to be great.
Yep.
We're all going to get sick. Which one? COVID or monkeypox? Let's roll the dice.
Both.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, to go to iiRcade's home office with all you Arcade1Up YouTubers.
It's going to be amazing. They're going to learn so much.
We're just going to show up and be like, "Hey guys, have you ever thought about putting Pac-Man or Street Fighter on one of these?" And they're going to be like, "That's great. What we were doing wrong."
I was thinking about it today. I was like, you know what we should do is we should name this meetup. We should name it like the 1UP Bros or something like that. It can't be Super Game Room dudes because it's beyond just that group, and Nostalgia and Carl are not coming. Yep. And then I thought, yes, whatever the name should be, it should totally offend iiRcade when we go there. We're like, it's the Arcade1Up crew coming to hang out with iiRcade. And you have to say our name.
I suggest that we call it, the name of our trip should be the Retro Buzz.
Well, they did retire the name, so
that's
I guess
right.
the name's available.
Use it now.
The name's available.
No, we didn't get tickets to the beers already because that's a little complicated because we got to figure out how we're going to get all our tickets together.
We're trying to figure out. We're waiting on B to tell his wife.
That's right.
And once we know for sure if he's coming, we'll decide on a hotel or Airbnb. Now, Michael B said he really wants the Airbnb because he's looking forward to some massive cuddle time. We're talking.
I want one giant bed, and all of us are going to keep each other insulated.
Wait, Nostalgia's not coming. Who are you going to cuddle with?
I'm glad Nostalgia's not coming because I actually have a propensity to get hairballs.
That's awesome.
I'm hoping Nostalgia secretly shows up. I'm hoping he's screwing with us. And he's like, "Sorry, guys, can't go." And then we just show up in Chicago, and he's going to be like, "Hey, guys, what's up?"
Yeah, you keep dreaming, Mike.
I know.
Arcade 30 Up. It's a pretty good name.
No, I'm really excited about going. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I got to see PDubs go to the original iArcade Game and Brew Night, and that looked like it was so much fun. You get to hang out with John, do karaoke. There was all kinds of people there, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, you could put a bunch of people in a room and give them Portillos and alcohol, and good things happen. Good things happen. So yeah, it should be a good trip. Should be a good trip.
All right. So how long does that event run for? Like actually at the Game and Brew Night, is that like an all night event?
No. I think it went.
Or did they say 9:00? Get out, boys. Game's over.
I mean, they're hosting it in a corporate office, so I think there's rules. So I think around 10 or so they kick people out. 10, 11.
Okay.
So I know 19K Fox said something about going to some kind of club. What did you say? Was it like a gentleman club?
Gentleman's club?
After that, he said something about
speakeasy.
He said something about bourbon, cigars, and boobs or something. I don't know what he said. He said something. I don't know what he said.
I forgot. We did name it. It's the Illuminati Con. I think it's Illuminati Con.
The Illuminati Con. You guys gotta stop.
Oh, you're just mad you didn't think of it first.
I am mad. I am like really mad that I didn't think of that first.
So, P-Dubs, you're from Chicago. What else can we do there while we're there? Is Raw Thrills in Chicago? Is there a possibility we could try to see Raw Thrills, or is that like an offhands thing? Like,
I mean, I think we're going to be pretty booked, man. I mean, Thursday we're all going to meet up, and we're probably all going to go out for dinner and drinks, like once everyone lands, because we're all landing at different times.
Yeah.
Friday we're going to be downtown partying it up, and also going to Galloping Ghost. Well, actually, no, Galloping Ghost. I'm sorry, it's not downtown. It's what is that? Brookfield area, out there, right? So yeah, so we'll check that area out, and then Saturday we got the iArcade stuff, and then Sunday Bears. I don't know if we'll have time. It's kind of like, old school. Like, I don't know if we'll have enough time to get to Bed Bath & Beyond. I don't know if we'll have enough time.
There's always time for Bed Bath & Beyond.
Yeah.
Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, $4.99 super chat. Hope you guys can make a group for this trip, and we all plan it. I will help in any shape or form. That's actually not a bad idea. So maybe what we can do is start like some kind of Facebook group page or something like that to help out with the planning and let people connect if they want to do stuff like share rooms, Meetup, retro randoms, we'll call it.
Yeah, I do know that, like, wherever we go, we will invite people to meet us. Like, if we go to Galloping Ghost, we'll be like, hey, guys, we're at Galloping Ghost. If you're in the Chicagoland area, come see us. Like, it's open invite to everybody. Just don't be a creeper. Don't rob us or roofie us or any of the bad R words. You know what I mean? No bad R words.
Right. Someone's asking who's going to film it. No cameras allowed. You got to be there.
Yeah.
What happens in Brookfield stays in Brookfield.
We'll probably do a live stream from the iArcade office like we did before.
There you go.
I mean, it's good press for them.
Who's going to hold the camera? It's going to be real shaky.
It's a tripod. That's what tripod's for.
Okay, tripod.
I wish Detroit Love was joining us. I wish, but I haven't heard from him yet, actually.
Right?
Yeah, Detroit Love is he's only about a 3-4 hour drive away, so it'd be nice if he came by as well.
C Blur, $5 super chat. Retro World Expo in Connecticut. If you guys need to check out Gamecraft in Southington after, see you at the expo. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to my wife about that after. I completely forgot about Retro World Expo.
Come on, dude.
Good.
Yeah,
this is not good.
David says, "Who's bringing a portable game console?" Well, I will be bringing my Valve Steam Deck because I'd never leave home without it. That's my baby now. So
someone will live stream. You guys are addicted to live streaming.
Someone will live stream. Not me. Well, maybe I'll do it for the iArcade thing. But
listen, here's the truth of it. We all have phones. Like, if we want to, we can make shorts, take footage. Like, I don't think I'll live stream so much. I'll probably bring one of my cameras and I'll probably get some footage and then make a video when I get home. So we'll see.
I think we should film from White Castle.
Oh yeah, well that's happening.
I want to see Michael get the meat sweats. The meat sweats when he hits slider number 18. It's gonna happen.
We could go live and do a challenge. It's like you're gonna eat 12 sliders. Can he do it?
Yeah.
So this will be the initial. This will be the initial episode of Mike Bangs.
Yes, Mike Bangs in Chicago, episode 1.
Should be a good time.
Is that going to happen at the burger place or later at the gentleman's club?
I don't know.
Hopefully the burger place.
Let's hope so.
Why is everybody saying White Castle is so bad? Like the last time I was in New York.
White Castle's phenomenal.
Yeah, I went a couple of years ago. It was pretty good.
I've never been there. And the closest I ever got was I was in New York and we had a car accident in Boston. So basically we drove from Newfoundland to New Brunswick, and then we went from New Brunswick to Boston and then got in a car accident in Boston. So we were basically we had to rely on Enterprise Rental Car to give us a rental car. And then when we got to New York, they were going to basically swap us out for another car. So I couldn't get in the car to go to White Castle. And then they were like, well, you got to leave now because you got to make it to New Brunswick by this time. And I didn't get to go. So I'm pissed. That was, almost 10 years ago now.
We'll make sure you get your White Castle this
White
time.
Castle is happening.
There you go.
PDubs, is the true term, is it true the term sliders comes from White Castle's burgers? Yep. That's where I learned it from as a kid in the 80s in Chicago from my uncle. You eat White Castle and it slides right through you.
Yep, that is a true story. It is a true story. And it is based on fact, not myth. I can attest to
really?
That. Yeah, but if you really want to help things out, guys, pro tip, not only get the sliders, but also throw in like a bag of chicken rings. I think they sell them in like a 20 piece. It'll kind of firm things up for you is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? It'll be okay.
Well, yeah, do they have dairy products or something with a lot of cheese? Maybe what you can do, you eat the White Castle, then you have the Chicago style pizza right afterwards.
You don't know goodness. You don't know goodness until you have a jalapeno cheeseburger at the White Castle there. It's fantastic.
Well, I've never been. I got to get my White Castle shirt ready. I'm excited.
We should just rename the episode to White Castle.
How about we rename the episode Michael, Justin, PDubs, Fox.
Wait. You remember
go to White Castle.
Instead of Harold and Kumar, we'll call it Arcade1Up YouTubers and PDubs. Go to White Castle.
Always have to distinguish yourself. You're just as evil as the rest of us.
Yeah, I think you've actually bought more Arcade1Ups than I have.
I have.
You've also sold more.
Yes, I sold 2 countercades today. That was
there
great.
You go. So you might say you're in business with them.
He's not nostalgia.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's like some Inception Leonardo DiCaprio type level there.
It's just got to be revenge at this point. Revenge against the Act Games. Don't want me anymore, hey?
Yeah, David, we plan on going to Galloping Ghost Friday night. So plan on Friday night, my friend. Galloping Ghost. You know, tell your wife you're going out to see other men.
Yeah.
September 9th, Galloping Ghost. Be there or be square.
Yeah, that's gonna go great.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm really excited about Galloping Ghost. There's so many, like the picture I posted in the thumbnail of Doc Mac in Galloping Ghost with Robotron on one side and Donkey Kong on the other. I'm good. Just leave me there.
That's good. I'm glad you're excited about Galloping Ghost because 19K Fox was excited about Heavenly Bodies out in Elk Grove, which is like a 10-minute drive away from the iiRcade office. I wonder what they do on their lunch break. No, I'm just kidding. Jong's the saint. So there you go. I like be there beers? Or be square. Look at Cogs R Us.
B's drinking already.
Yep.
He hasn't stopped from the weekend.
It's funny. So we're having a conversation and we got people in the chat that have just joined in the last few minutes and they're like, what are these guys talking about White Castle? Remember, every 10 minutes you got to start your show over for the newcomers. Right. It's like, okay, hey guys, we're all flying to Chicago. We'll be there September 9th if you want to hang out with us at Galloping Ghost.
Yeah, right. So
10 more 9th, people are caught up.
September 9th, Galloping Ghost. That's the plan. September 10th, we're going to the iiRcade Game and Brew, which PDubs, I don't know if they've officially announced, have they?
They officially announced it.
Okay, Friday. So it is officially announced, the iiRcade Game and Brew. If you do want to go to that one, you got to go through, is it events at iiRcade.com? You got to give them notice you're looking to go because they only have so many spots.
Yeah, eventually they'll close it off to people. Last I heard, the list was up to like 30, 35 people in their office. And I don't even think that includes us because, I think that might just be other iiRcade people.
I'm not too concerned about it because if they kick me out, I'm just going to start the Michael Burry Arcade Company just down the hall.
Well, imagine your Arcade1Up or iiRcade or Rat Games and a whole bunch of YouTubers who have access to, between all of us, over 100,000 people. Do you really think they would turn us away at the door? I think we could wedding crash John G's at the next wedding, like his son's wedding. Like we could legit crash his son's wedding. Fine. Be like, okay. Welcome to the show.
So I'm really excited. You guys know I talked about this way back 2 years ago, the possibility of doing some kind of get together, some kind of trip. We said Vegas, maybe Chicago. It's Chicago. Chicago is happening September 9th and 10th. September 9th, Galloping Ghost. September 10th, iiRcade Game and Brew. Then, if you're interested in doing some other stuff, some of us are going to the Bears game. We might do some tailgating. And there's a bunch of other stuff we can do in Chicago. I really want to meet up, just hang out with people, get to know you guys. If you're in the Chicago area, or you can get to the Chicago area, please come by. Maybe we should start some kind of Facebook group or something, guys, for people to connect.
That'd be cool. I will say,
or like a Facebook event, right? Facebook
yeah,
event.
Exactly.
I will say, Carlos, if you're looking for content, he's new to the arcade community and he's loving it. I'm loving it. He has nine, count them, Arcade1Up so far. Do you guys have videos on how to maintain and condition the arcades? I think the best place to go is Bobby Vu.
Yeah.
Because he will teach you how to clean your arcades like a mother.
Yeah, you know what I do is once they break, I just mod it and then sell it. And then buy something new. That is my maintenance plan with my Arcade1Up collection.
So I will tell you a behind the scenes story. I called Carl one time because we were trying to get everybody together for a Super Game Run episode and talk about things. And Carl was the only person who took my call because everybody hates me. So anyways, Carl took my call and Carl was actually cleaning his arcades, getting ready for a party. And what he does, which blew my mind, he Windexes his screens and then cleans them with a microfiber cloth. I've always been terrified to do so because that plexiglass on the screens are usually so delicate. Like it's so easy to scratch. I'm nervous, but he cleans them all the time.
Yeah, I recently got a comment from someone who said they need some help with cleaning. They that's where they smoke is near their arcade, so they got like some tar buildup.
Yeah,
and I was like, what I would do in that situation, I would take the plexi off and go run it underwater, But what I've done is I use the same cloth that I would use to like wipe my glasses. So I have a handful of those and I just kind of use that on the plexiglass and it works pretty good.
In situations where I've had to clean the plexiglass, I actually use like a glasses wipe. So I've got a bunch of like glasses wipe and that's what I'll use to clean it.
Mm-hmm.
And PDubs, you just sell yours, right?
That's right. He just mods them and then sells them.
I mod them and sell them. Yeah. So, for instance, my Golden Tee arcade cabinet's still not fixed. So I'm ready to turn it into something else. Like I'm getting really upset. Hopefully, we can get that fixed.
You should turn it into a Golden Tee.
Let's ask the viewers out there. Guys, give me ideas. So you have a Golden Tee Arcade1Up cabinet. So imagine this is the only XL release so far. So you have a much larger form factor. If you could mod it, what would you turn it into? It doesn't even have to be a Golden Tee. Like you turn it into something else. Like you have like it's damn near it almost looks like a full size arcade. It's so damn big. Right?
It's an interesting one though, because where are you going to get the replacement control panel? Would you use the Golden Tee as your starter and then just start screwing more holes in it?
Well, you could, or you reach out to guys like DIY Retro Arcade, Shane. Right. You could probably make a custom panel. Tulsa Arcades could as well. Just got to give them the measurements.
Yeah.
And say, hey, I need room for a trackball, 6 buttons or whatever. You know what I mean? I love Zero Hero Marble Madness.
I got one better. I got one better. Crystal Castles.
You think so?
Yes, man. Turn it into a giant Crystal. Crystal Castles is a beautiful arcade, brother.
I don't know.
Oh, man. I love the Marble Madness idea from Zero Hero.
No, I insist that you do Crystal Castles, and then you have to take videos of you playing it with your feet, like that guy from King of Kong.
I got it. I know what you should mod it into. Hands down, I solved it.
Yeah.
Cubert.
So So Peter said John D said customer service was better. So their customer service, we have to admit, guys, Arcade1Up customer service improved greatly in 2022, as
Massively.
well as towards the tail end of 2021. Massive improvement. Response times are great. Shipping of replacement parts has been fantastic. But here's the problem: is just like all these companies, and this isn't Arcade1Up. At Games does this too. If you tell them something's wrong with your cabinet, let's go piece by piece. You know what I mean? Like, here, let's send you a new on-off switch. That should fix your problem. Oh, it doesn't fix your problem. Oh, let's send you a new PCB. Oh, it doesn't fix your problem.
Eventually, you'll have 2 cabinets.
When really, what they should do is just send you a new control panel and send you a new monitor that has the PCB attached, and all problems are solved, right? Like, everything that makes that thing work is right there. So they need to send me a new monitor, basically. My monitor's toast. Like, they need to just send me a new monitor, bro.
That 100% probably is what it is, but I will be very defensive of Arcade1Up's customer service, because I do know what the issue is. They are trying their best with the information that they have. Like, I worked at a call center. I used to manage a call center back in the day that did customer service. And for like bigger companies, something like we did T-Mobile and Sprint at one point. And I mean, you have online knowledge databases that tell you everything you need to know on where to go, like basically itemized point by point by point. When you get triggers for asking the customers, you have videos, you have all kinds of instruction stuff. I don't think they have that at Arcade1Up. I think they've got like file folders. Remember, like, you watch the movie The Wizard and he calls up the guy at Nintendo Power Helpline, and he goes, "How do I beat Double Dragon?" So he pulls out the books and he's trying to read through it. I got a feeling that's what Arcade1Up customer service is like. They've got like binders and they're trying to figure out what to do for you, and they ask like their supervisors for help. So I think it's just a matter of them not knowing. But I do feel for you. You and I went through a similar issue with Big Blue earlier this year, where they just didn't have the parts. It's the same with Tron. Like, people get broken Trons, and then they were waiting months for the parts to come so they could get it fixed.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they've been wonderful, very polite, and they've sent me stuff quickly, but they want to go a piece at a time. You know what I mean? Which ends up, from a customer point of view, if they get lucky and the first piece they send fixes the problem, you're like, cool, we're happy. But if it's one piece, then another piece, and then, oh my God, now I'm waiting on piece number 3, you are not happy as a customer. You're at this point, you're like, you should just send me a new cabinet. You know what I mean? Because I was within warranty period, right? To avoid all the hassle. So, and At Games does this. At Games is notorious for this. They will literally beat you to death and go piece by piece by piece on replacements. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to save money. They don't want to be bleeding out reproduction parts and stuff like that. I get it, but it just sucks because you spent X amount of dollars on a product. You want it to work right away.
Like I mean this is a joke. With how many people canceled their Golden Tee orders, I'm sure they have some extra cabs laying around to pull some parts out of.
Just get 19K Fox to send you his screen.
I should.
That he pulled out of his Golden Tee. I mean, that'd probably take like no time at all.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, we help each other. Remember, that's how I fix my Tron.
Console Kids, what about this? What if we tell Fox to send me that nice monitor that he put in his Golden Tee, and that way he can take the older monitor he took out and put it back in his Golden Tee, and we'll sell it that way.
How would that work? That means he's gonna downgrade his monitor.
Yeah, but that's what friends do for each other. We'll have to tell him that I would have given him the newer monitor, even though I wouldn't have.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you're going to go that far, right, why don't you just buy the $50 19-inch monitor?
Oh, my God. So much work. I'm exhausted. I don't want to be in the middle of modding more cabinets. I already have like 6 cabinets under development here. It's getting bad.
I'm putting everybody like this. Console Kids, right. You're there popping around the screen, aren't you? Look.
I'm not that I'm getting bored. I was just like, occupying the other part of my brain while you guys were talking.
How many parts of your brain do you have? I only have the one. That's always like buy arcades.
3.
You have 3. Okay. Anyways, guys, so that's it. Chicago trip. I'm super excited. I really hope we have a good time there. And I hope to meet a lot of people that have been in the chats, comment on the videos for a long time. It'd be great to put names to faces, hang out with you guys, go get some White Castle and some other really bad food that we don't need, and just have an awesome time playing arcade games. That's my hope.
Yes. And Jamie giving me crap saying, you're flying to Chicago? You could literally triple jump there. It's true. I could also just fly there, and then I wouldn't have to jump at all.
All right, so moving on, guys. Let's talk about a little bit about Marvel vs. Capcom 2. I know it's been beaten to death. Oh, here comes PDubs.
Are you getting it? Are you getting it?
I am legit exhausted of all the coverage. You know what I mean? But we can talk. It's your show, man.
Are you the guy? Are you the guy on Facebook now who's like, oh yeah, new cab? Here come the 95 videos from the YouTubers.
Yeah. Well, I made a couple too. I'm guilty of that as well. You know what I mean? I had this great idea. Console Kids, check this out. I was like, I'm going to spoof their show, and I'm going to call it the Other One Up Show. Isn't that great?
It's a great idea. What's a better idea is if someone makes fun of you doing that and goes live and calls it the Other Show.
Yeah.
But the real clever thing is...
Wouldn't that be funny if that actually happened?
I know, that'd be crazy. Too bad it didn't. What'd be really funny is if on the next episode someone else made fun of me and call it the Other Show. We can see how far it goes.
Yeah, but that's okay. I'm gonna you know me, guys. I like a challenge. If Console Kids is gonna do the same thing as me, I'm gonna elevate it one more.
Yeah,
notch.
but I'm doing it live.
I got something special. I'm gonna do it live too.
Okay.
And I got
at the same time.
Special.
Let's do it at the same time.
But I got something special planned for the next one. I'm talking huge.
Huge. You bringing out your puppet or something?
No, I'm not. Fuck.
Something.
No.
It was the puppet.
He was all like...
So, guys, Ezekiel the Chicago Retro Ranger.
I thought it would be funny to spoof him. You know what I mean? Like
Ezekiel the Chicago Retro Ranger says we should make matching T-shirts. So if anybody has, Fox has like a screen printer or something, doesn't he?
No, I think he does Teespring because all those shirts are like. Wait, we're all gonna wear matching T-shirts to the like we're in a big trip for school or something.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing that.
Yes, we are 100%.
No, because okay, fine. Everyone's got to wear jorts.
I'm down. I'm down.
I'm gonna be wearing jorts.
Alex LaRock. Hey, Michael, do you know if we Canadians will be able to pre-order the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab at Canadian retailers on or around September 8th? I don't know.
Did they even talk about Canada, or was it all during this weekend?
No. What Arcade1Up has been doing the last little while, they've got a real focus on their direct-to-consumer sales. So typically what they do is when an item goes up for order, they will give a day's grace or 2 days grace for the website before retailers pick it up. Sometimes it's a couple hours, sometimes it's a couple days. All I know right now is on the website, September 8th, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is going to go up for pre-order. And John D put a post out there and he said, I'm not trying to create fake FOMO here, but based on the interest we've seen so far, may want... Pardon?
That was so fake.
I'm just reporting what was said. So what John said is you may want to jump out there because there might be limited quantities.
He told me how many people hit that notification button. He also told me how many are going to be ordered this year, and those two numbers are not the same.
Well, okay, that's fine, but you know what's funny is he made it seem like they were only making one batch. I mean, if you
three batches this year,
right? But if you
they're already sold out based on the demand,
right? But do you think they're going to stop? They're going to be like, you know what, we're done.
I think they have to wait until next year to make the next batch.
So that's all he has to say is, get your pre-orders in as soon as possible to hopefully get one this year. If not, you'll be next year. But the way
it's like the analog pocket. It's like you could get one day one if you pre-ordered one. Otherwise, you had to wait a year.
The way he sold it, some people were taking it like, what, they're only making one batch. The way he presented it. You have to look at the way he presented it.
So I will go back to the way the original Marvel versus Capcom was done.
They're going to make 50,000 of those cabinets. You guys
probably.
Will get one.
I don't think that was the plan originally, though.
Don't worry.
They didn't put in an order for 50,000 for day one. That's for sure.
I know, but they will eventually when they see how well that cabinet sells.
guys, BA, that's way too much. You didn't need to do that, brother. Towards a Crave case, I super appreciate that, but you didn't have to do that. Thank
What's
you
a Crave
so very
case?
much. I don't know, but I got a feeling I'm going to have digestion problems after eating it, and I 100% will get a Crave case now.
It's 30 sliders, a tube of insulin, and a diagnosis of diabetes. That's what it is.
I think it's I have it up. Crave Crate, I think, is perhaps what he meant.
Oh my God, BA, that's way too much. Thank you so much,
I mean,
brother.
You think they're going to stop making that cabinet if every wave sells out? No. You know what I mean?
That's
they're
fair.
Gonna keep making
like here's they're going to keep making it. That's for sure. But let's talk about that for a second. I'm just going to make up numbers, right? So let's just say they made 10,000. It's the original plan. We're going to sell 10,000. We're going to do 3 batches of like 3,300, and there we go. And then you're like, hey, they're going to totally make 50,000. Maybe, but you can't order 50,000. Because then, if you could only sell 20, you're going to sit on 30,000. So it's got to be like, okay, what's the demand? Okay, we think we can sell 20,000, but we've made 10,000. Okay, so what are we going to do? Do you order 5,000 more, or 10,000 more, or 20,000 more? Because if you get that number wrong, you're screwed.
Like
I got to nail the prediction.
Oh yeah, I totally agree with what you're saying. Like, but for instance, like Dragon's Lair, like I agreed with them. Like that was going to be a small batch because. Yeah. Let's be honest, guys, it's Dragon's Lair. You might love it, but not everyone loves it, right? Marvel vs. Capcom 2 has a huge following. And if they sell out of all the batches this year, they're gonna make more next year. So he made it seem like no more were coming. Like
I would assume what they're trying to do is they're trying to basically do an optimization on their production to hit that right category. It's like the airports. Like what they do is they try to optimize the seats and all that shit, the trips, so they get the right value and money. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to guess their demand ahead of time, and they're limiting their production to what they initially expected demand was. It's what they did with Marvel versus Capcom. However, Marvel versus Capcom, the original, exceeded their expectations and they ended up doing additional runs later on. This is possible as well with this, but not promised. And the other thing I thought John D said that I wasn't 100% sure, he can't guarantee it'll be in the same form factor on the next run. Was that in there, or am I crazy?
So what, the next form factor is going to be the XL?
No. There was something about the next one might come with a stool or might be a little bit more expensive. I can't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't say form factor. They may go, oh, hey, so the next one's going to come with a stool. It's going to be $6.99, but it'll have a stool and an exercise mat or whatever. I said exercise mat on purpose.
I'm going to need the exercise mat after the Crave case, the Crave crate.
Yeah, like I'm sure John D's gonna be like, guys, you better order those Pac-Man cabs.
That would be insane. Look at this one. It's the only batch with BOE monitors.
Okay, now that would generate FOMO.
I got a pretty safe feeling that if a cabinet coming out from Arcade1Up in the future has Capcom on it, it's gonna have a BOE monitor.
I really believe that console kits, you deal BOE monitors out of your trunk at the local shopping mall.
No, I just bought stock in BOE monitors. Every video is like aspect ratio.
Can you imagine? You go up to like some seedy guy in a parking lot. He's got glasses, salt and pepper hair, gray hoodie, black t-shirt, red Arcade1Up logo, microphone, headset in front of his face. He's like, "Hey, I got that BOE. I got what you're looking for."
I feel like this is the sequel to 1980. I can't remember year. 1984's Trading Places, and it's all about getting the insider trading information on BOE stock.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
If you look,
don't talk about White Castle.
It's a beautiful thing. The BOE right here. It's best on earth.
Is this the legit BOE website?
Yeah, BOE right here.
It's a freaking monitor.
See? Best on earth.
Our
best
monitors,
on earth. That's what it stands for.
So, console fanboy, $1.99 super chat. Do you know how many MK30 cabs were sold? 5 total. There were actually quite a few MK30 cabs sold. A lot of people were really excited about it. even with the monitor issues, people still went out and bought it. I know people are disappointed, and I don't blame them. I mean, I'm going to be doing my review. I'm going to finish my iArcade Gold review tonight, and that should be coming out today or tomorrow or the day after. And then I'm going to get started on my MK30 coverage. So I'll be covering it. I'll be covering the monitor issues, of course. But I think it sold fairly well. There were lots of posts up on the fan pages, and a lot of people were happy with it. The response was best cabinet they've ever made. Shittiest screen they've ever included. Like pretty much
right.
across the board. That was the
right.
feedback.
So before we go,
yeah.
Solid built cabinet. Solid.
Awesome cabinet. Like from top to bottom, probably one of the best cabinets Arcade1Up have built. Like honestly, you look at it and you're like, this is what it always should have been. And then you turn it on and you're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, I shake my head because I got the Yoga Flame and it's the same model. It's fantastic. Well, before we go any further, we have to pay the sponsors. So this video is brought to you by White Castle, and you can get your Crave Clutch. These are the long-lived sliders, any 20 sliders to satisfy your crave. Click on the view to look at the nutrition. Let me just shorten it for you. You might die when you eat these hamburgers. Back to Michael B.
I will tell you, I am so excited about this. You guys don't understand. We're going to like Galloping Ghost, and everybody's going to be like, "Oh, this is amazing." The face most people are going to have in Galloping Ghost, I'm going to have in White Castle. I'm going to be eating burgers, buying merch like a son of a. Like it's going to be crazy. You guys are going to think there's something wrong with me.
I don't know if you guys know this or not, but in the Chicagoland area, White Castle, they actually take reservations for Valentine's Day. Where you can, you have to reserve a table on Valentine's Day to have a romantic slider festival with your romantic other. I took a few girlfriends there. Those relationships didn't last long, but the food was great.
Did you slide her into their DMs?
Hey. We didn't have DMs back then.
Now,
boy.
You know what's really cool is doing a podcast with 3, but you know what's even better? Is doing a podcast with 4 people.
What do we got? There you go.
What's happening,
I love 4. Where's magic number?
Oh my God, you look exhausted.
Oh my God, let's get his close up on B.
He's had a rough week, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey,
I haven't shaved in like a couple of days because it's hard to stay clean but yeah, I did not get a lot of sleep last night because I had a flight at 6:20 a.m. from Vegas back home, and then I had to work a full day today.
Wow, you should do a whole bunch of voiceover videos right now with the voice you're at right now. You're like,
the voice, the register.
This is B from Kongs R Us.
Yeah, this is Barry White Kongs R Us.
Whoa.
Trying to do my best bass impersonation. So slapping the bass.
Dang.
Easy, babe.
That was pretty good.
Radio voice.
Slapping the bass.
It's cool. It was fun to be back. I'm not fun. I'm so glad to be back. I've been gone for a week. I had traveled to work to DC for a couple of days and then went straight to Vegas for the last 4 days, which was quite the experience. I'll just say that much. But it was cool. It was cool to bring some of that to the community. But I heard there's something else going on. Go ahead.
Yep. Really quickly, console fanboy. Here's a better question: how many were returned? That's the question, Zohar. That is the question. We don't know, so I can't really answer that. But Zero Hero says, "Glad B survived." I think we're all glad you survived, man. That looked like a wild and wacky trip. I didn't get to watch your show last night. I was a little tied up with my family, but I kept getting messages, and they were like, "Everybody's on B's show, and they're all drunk."
Yeah, what was up with that?
Pretty much. Myself, UAG, and OTG, along with War 4444444, if you've ever seen him in chats, we were trying to give UAG his first official Vegas experience because he's a Vegas virgin, hasn't ever been. One of the things you have to do is actually walk the strip, go to hotel for a little bit, see more than just the one hotel that you're in. So we did that for a little bit right before your stream. Had a beverage or two, tried to find the best New York pizza in Las Vegas because UAG loves New York pizza, and we absolutely found it at New York, of all places.
No, that's not the best place. The best best New York slice, you get it at Sabero.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, absolutely. So authentic. But no, we were just trolling him. But when we got back, I wanted to do my stream. Originally, in the afternoon when I thought that I would have the cab alone. Like there wasn't like a full on, there's no like schedule on the itinerary. It's just like whoever we can meet and then have a conversation with, let's just bring them up to the suite. So John just kept booking these other interviews and other people. And I was just like, all right, I'm just going to push it back to later. But it ended up working out okay. Because at that time, John had already gone to his other social things, partying with the Namco Bandai suite. And then when he came back, he was in a state of mind that was best for asking him questions in a rapid fire format. So it was quite an entertaining 15 minutes where he literally stole the mic from me for 15 minutes. You couldn't hear a word I said.
Yeah, I kept on in the chat. Oh, I should have said, because I joined, I should have said it. Like, we can't hear you, B.
Oh, I knew, but I think it was funnier. I mean, I don't know. It's like I was trying to scream thinking of it when I watched the replay. One, I thought it was going to be like super hot because he was like literally eating the mic. And then
was a
two,
little hot.
I didn't couldn't say a word, but it provided some form of entertainment. I'm glad people were able to ask questions and see some banter that could happen when, you know, content creators see each other in person. So I think if that was fun, I can only imagine what's going to happen in Chicago.
So you coming, B? Is it confirmed?
I can only imagine what you all might be doing in Chicago as I enjoy the observations of things. I'm still working it in to see. I just had a week away, so I'm not formally asked, but I'm dropping hints. I was making dinner downstairs and had you guys on speakerphone and be like, hey, look what these guys are talking about. They're talking about going to a sausage fest in Chicago. She's like, boys. That's her favorite line when boys hang out together. So I'm gonna stick it in there.
Just tell her you're gonna meet Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago, and it's a can't miss event. It's a can't miss event.
I'm really looking forward to seeing PDubs at a local location. Just being like, "Hey, I'm PDubs. You might have heard of me." Like as a pickup line for every person. Like, and just how many times it worked. I want to see the percentage of times.
First off, I only use that 3 times. Only 3 times.
Only okay.
It was successful 66% of the time.
Yeah, that would be fun. That would be really fun.
So, do you think we'll get NFL Blitz? Like, how confirmed did John make it last night?
Oh, of that cabinet? I think he said just wait. I don't know if he actually said anything specifically about it.
Someone said, how many games are going to be in it? And John's like, just wait. Come on, that's confirmation. And then he backpedaled and was like, oh, no, I don't know anything about that cabinet. He slipped.
Yeah. I mean, the images that came out Friday was really crazy day.
Yeah, right.
For news, right? When I woke up, it was 6 a.m. our time, and Fox was still live, and I was like, "What the heck?" So it was a fun. You know, those are just energetic days for the home arcade space. But that announcement actually transcended beyond our space and really added some more visibility to the cab, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if, like, I'm sure it's been talked about to death, but I mean, the significance of this happening, like Marvel vs. Capcom has been dead, locked away. No one thought they'd be able to buy a new version of it, get a real licensed version of it. And like all these companies, PlayStation, Xbox, everybody's tried to step in, get it for their console, and it's just never happened. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, the one person that could get it done somehow was this smaller home arcade company, Arcade1Up. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, but what I learned one thing more than anything this weekend was it's truly about like who you know to get things done in the business world, and those relationships between the lines are where the best deals are made, and they just happen to have one of the best in the business that has all those key relationships and titles and things. And so for everything else that, you know, John might do that the community may not see behind the scenes, there's a lot, like just to see him walk up to any booth and know somebody in there and be like, hey, and then just like walk straight in. Like there's like, you know, 30-40 person line to get into the booth, and he's just like, nope, we're walking around, we're just like going in. And so he's literally in his element there, but that helps create that deal, whatever, you know, to get what you just said. I
think John D has a certain persona that some people in the community have, you know, in the past have said is not professional. It's, you know, that they've kind of hated on John D, especially these live streams. It's kind of raw, you know. But when I met him in person, that's kind of who he is. Like he's kind of towing the line of being a professional, but at the same time kind of being edgy. I think that everyone knows him because he has that personality, and that's why you can walk up and to
That's how
any
you
one of
know
those
who he is.
publishers, and they know him. They're like, that's the cool guy that's kind of edgy. And it's about who you know. And if you know and you have a good relationship, you know, he shakes the hand and gets deals done. I don't know. It's probably all related.
And he's a really good dancer. I don't know if you saw the video of him bowling. Like, he's got some smooth moves
all
after
about
he
the
throws that
dance
He
straight.
moves.
did
actually.
back dances when OTG gave UAG a lap dance on the tram from Luxor to Excalibur. That was really fun.
Please tell me you caught that on camera.
Oh, I did. I have proof of it. So
All right.
it's it'll come out at some point in time. Those two are hilarious. By the way,
Nice TikTok video on the way.
All right. So let's very quickly. I do want to pick apart the cabinet. Let's put on our critical hats and give some constructive feedback. So the cabinet itself, what do you
Which
think
one?
of it?
Which cab?
Marvel versus Capcom 2.
Oh, we were just talking about Blitz. I thought now we're talking about this.
No. There's going to be tons of time to talk about Blitz. Shaq isn't even here yet. It's not officially announced.
it's just speculation until it's really there, right?
That's right. Until there's Shaq, it don't mean shit. So let's talk about Marvel versus Capcom 2. So the thing is, Capcom is one of those arcade companies that have made so many beautiful, iconic arcade games. But guess what? They didn't make a lot of beautiful, iconic arcade cabinets. So this is one of the interesting one because most of the Capcom stuff, the really good Capcom stuff, were all conversion kits. So this is another case of that. Arcade1Up had to get creative. What do we think of the art and what do we think of the cabinet? I know a lot of people were critical. They said should have been big blue and they're tearing apart the cabinet. I want to get your guys' feedback. What do you think of it?
I've talked a lot about it already. So
Who should go first?
Justin, go.
Justin.
I think the right answer is the popular demand from the community. And it's hard to tell because there's an overwhelming amount of people that say they got the control panel wrong. It's all about the control panel. And if they had only had fixed the control panel, then it would have done better. It's probably right, although I get a couple comments on my videos where people are like, the control panel's perfect. That's the one I remember. So, you know, hopefully they'll do a few runs of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with kind of variation artwork. And so over time, but then I don't know if getting it right, you know, what is right? You know, your opinion of what is right in this scenario is different from the next person that's right. Because although I'm hearing a lot of negative people say the control panel is wrong, what about the other people that are saying, no, that's the one I remember?
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing that the negativity, but I'm also trying to listen to the positivity. When someone says like, no, that's the control panel I prefer, then who's right? I don't know who's right. You can go find, I think, B, you had a stream, right? Where you showed an arcade that had multiple, you know, I think you want to share it?
Yeah, so I was just sharing kind of like where that original art came from, because I think the art on topic, because there was no cab art, they went to the console ports for inspiration.
That's right, yeah.
And so you can see right here on the top left, this PlayStation 2 one is the 4 characters that are featured on the side art. So you got Geef, Hulk versus Spidey, Ryu. This is the cover art that was inspired. But you can tell the artwork's actually different than what's on the cab. So they actually... I think John said they had it custom done for the cabinet. So that art is unique to the cabinet, but this was the inspiration.
Yeah,
I personally would have loved to have seen this one because I love me Masalak, but that's the Dreamcast version.
Can you go back, B? Because I don't see as much ball gazing on the PlayStation 2.
A lot less crotch on the PlayStation 2.
There's less ball gazing on this artwork than on the new on the Arcade1Up version
too.
Yeah.
So
you're right. Like they were making the art and they were like, you know what this needs? More crotch shots. We gotta get really in there.
But let me pull up the cabinet though. We kind of.
And why does Zangief have a bigger package than the Hulk? I mean, he's the Hulk, right? And he's got nothing going on there.
So here's the thing that we broke it down actually during yesterday's. It's actually not his crotch though. So did you guys take a look at it of this angle? Have you guys broken down the crotch?
I didn't want to stare at it.
You don't want to stare at it too much? Where do I get to the cabinet pictures?
Next week we're doing the crotch dynamics of Arcade1Up.
That's a different show.
Where do I get to the pictures of the cabinet? Oh, right here. Okay, so here you see Geef right here, right?
Yeah.
So see, he's facing this way. Yeah. That's actually his body turn. That's his ass. not his crotch, and like it's kind of cut off,
Ah.
but you can see the little curve of his butt. So that's
I
actually Geef's ass. That is Russia's ass that
That's
you're
not the
looking
same
at.
picture.
Are
That's not
you
the same picture
sure?
recently.
I think so. I gotta find a better version of the cab that you can look at. If you guys can find one and zoom in to that picture, maybe I can show you. But yeah, there's a curve where you can see his. So I think it's actually Geef's ass, not a crotch shot.
Well,
but maybe that whole region is called a crotch.
So
Can I-
really quickly, guys. Console fanboy, $1.99. Control panel's the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Thank you very much, Zohar. And
Looking at-
Steps Gaming says control panel is fine. Easy fix with decal.
just buy a sticker for real. Like, trust me, I agree. I don't like the cement. Like, I get it, the cement style. Everyone wants, what is it, the metal steel grate style?
The steel grate from like X-Men versus Street Fighter.
And I
Marvel
think
versus
that
Capcom.
might look pop a little bit more than the cement. Some people like the cement. If you don't like the cement, just get a Control Deck sticker. It's 30, 40 bucks. You'll be fine.
Console Kit said this so well. I mean, this is subjective. There's so many different versions of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cab out there where they were conversion kits. There's friggin' APBs out there with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in it. So, I mean, like, it's not like there was a dedicated cab you can really go off. So there's lots of options. Arcade1Up did their best job to put it out there. If you don't like it, there's ways to fix it. Also, Steps Gaming, I believe Steps Gaming might be coming to our event in Chicago as well. I don't know if she's going to come both nights, but I think she said she's pretty close, so she's going to try to join us for one night.
Very cool.
So, what about you, PDubs? Were you happy with the look of the cabinet?
Yeah, I mean, when I did my video, my initial reaction was it looks fine. After everyone complained for 4 hours about the control panel artwork, I eventually caved into the mass hysteria, and now I hate the cement control panel. I'm so angry, I'm going to create a Facebook group over it as well.
F cement?
I hate, yeah, no cement, no buy, hashtag Facebook group. Wait, hold on, that's wrong.
No
No
steel,
no buy.
There's no steal, no buy?
Yeah.
No woman, no cry?
Yeah, like minus that, the cabinet looked great. Like, you guys covered the holy hell out of it. It looked looked like a lot of fun though.
Yeah. Are you
What I
still
found-
more that they're still using that shape cab? Like, what do you think of the new like standard form factor of that MK for their fighting game cabinet?
Well, did they officially say that that's it? Because I was just going off of what Michael B was saying, and then what Michael B was saying made sense. Like, this is the new shark fin, right? Is that true? Is that official?
It's like the new standard legacy cab shape. Like when they did last year's Capcom Midway,
Yeah.
and they were kind of in that same wing format. This is this year's version of that cab that they'll reskin it.
Yeah, it's more like this is the 2022, and that's what I think. I was saying that on my stream last night. I'm not going forward. I'm not gonna say gen this, gen that. It's like it's the 2022 model.
Yeah.
It's fighter cabinet.
Oh,
It
like
looks-
it now.
It
I
looks
think
more
we-
like a real arcade cabinet.
I think we got spoiled with Tempest and Dragon's Lair and Tron and all these cabinets that looked really, really close, or as close as they could get to the original cabinets, but they can't do that on every one. They got to have this generic cab shape. And you got to admit, this shape is better than the shark fin.
Much better.
It's
Oh, yeah.
way better.
Yeah.
Awesome design.
It feels out of place when you're looking at a Capcom game, but hey, it is what it is. I had some people leave comments on my videos saying that they were going to get this, they were going to gut it and put the guts in the Big Blue because they would rather have MVC2 and Big Blue. And I was like, wow, what are you going to do with the MVC2 cab then? Like the leftover parts. They're like, I'm assuming they're probably going to mod that into something else or sell it for parts.
Or they'll just look for the PCB itself too. Sometimes people gut it, but yeah, I don't know people that would go at this level. It's harder and harder now to buy a cab like that and do a mod.
Yeah. Yeah, Jay, that's exactly. We were spoiled into like, we want these cabinets to look like the original arcades, right? And we got that a bunch of times, right? But a lot of these compilation cabs or multicades from Arcade1Up, they're picking just a standard shape.
Yeah.
I guess
Console-
that's the easiest way to say it.
Console fanboy, really
Yeah.
quickly, if he can say F Mortal Kombat, I can say F Street Fighter, get loud. Zohar has some feelings from your stream last night, obviously, B.
I think he just loves finding content where he can find content. As long as it's inspiring for you to do creative work, Go for it.
Yeah.
You just burst Zohar's bubble.
That was really telling, though, right? With getting John into that state, vegetative state of like, he's like, rapid fire, go. And I was like, all right, just trying to get through as many as I could. And I was just
And so
so
yeah,
quick.
I haven't had a chance to see it yet, B, but I would assume that it was more so. You got to understand the background. Like John is a very competitive guy. He worked for Capcom. You got to think about it. Like honestly, Mortal Kombat, he probably has all the respect in the world, but Mortal Kombat was the enemy because they
Oh,
were
yeah.
Capcom. They were Street Fighter. So there is that competitive feeling towards Mortal Kombat there that he may have expressed last night that may have been misconstrued. I'm just going to throw that out there.
What I think happened, I don't know if it happened, but I think they made the Mortal Kombat. It came with a TN monitor. I don't think John purposely was like, give Mortal Kombat the TN, but I do believe the moment we all said the monitor in the Mortal Kombat was crap, his next phone call was manufacturing to be like, all the Capcom stuff that's coming out next better have a BOE in it. Find them.
Yeah. And like if they're going to play favorites, they released a Pac-Man with a TN monitor too. I mean, they're not usually going to take that chance. So I don't think it was.
Did they?
Yeah, that Pac-Mania has a
Pac-Mania.
TN monitor.
Oh, the Pac-Mania. Right. The Ms. Pac-Man, the black one, didn't.
Yeah. So, and like, I mean, if they were picking favorites, I mean, Bandai Namco is the, even more so than Capcom, the golden god of Arcade1Up or the Golden Goats. So, I mean, they would have got one if it was intentional.
Here's the thing. See Console Fanboy, he's calling BS on what I'm saying. We both have the equal amount of proof of what the other person is saying is accurate. None.
This is true. It's all speculation in terms of
It's all
what really went
speculation.
down, and you have your narratives of what you're saying. I think everybody can also give their opinion about how they feel why a company does things, but a lot of the cabs that come out today have been in the works for years.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of what the product was gonna be designed for, what ultimately gets used to actual. When I was legit worried 24 hours even before going to Vegas. I was not confident we were going to get an actual MBT2 cab there. Like that was the goal to get it there. And I was like, John, like how confident are you going to get a cab there? And I was like, he's like, I'm really sure. But based on like the past two events I worked on, I'm like, I don't know. What if it doesn't happen? But when it showed up, it was an actual because their sample units are normally in this brown box that doesn't have the full art outside. But this was full on pre-production with the printed art and everything. So it's far along in its cycle for sure to have had that version been sent out as a demo unit. So I was surprised to see it there, but happy. I would have liked to have seen more presence there. Like if they had to redo their Evo 22, which was still huge for them, investing in the floor space would have been huge. But it was actually, it made it more mythical that, hey, there's somewhere in this place, there's an MBC2 cabinet. And if you know somebody have media access, you can get a private trip up there, take video, have an interview. And so that's how a lot of the companies have like a suite somewhere that they can broker their deals and things. So it kind of made sense from that standpoint. I really, really wanted to like get like Dolly or something and drag the whole cab, just walk it through the convention.
You said that, yeah.
I really wanted to do it, but the hotel lobby wouldn't let me steal one of their bellhop thingies. So I tried.
You got to bring your own. Don't you know anything about traveling? I just take my own.
Oh, no, you know.
Rainwater Games is actually a really interesting question that Justin, you can answer this. I'll jump in too at some point. Cost difference between the two monitors, is BOE more cost to Arcade1Up? PDubs, you might know this one as well. I didn't mean to leave you out of the conversation.
No, I mean, I'm going like this. How do we know? It's all speculation. You're
Well,
telling me
that's-
Arcade1Up has shared how much they pay for these monitors with us? Come on.
Yeah.
I don't know how much they pay. In the last conversation, it was a live stream. John said the BOE does cost more than the TN. He said that live.
Yeah. Usually you do have to spend a little bit more money for something that's less crappy. So I'm assuming Rainwater is more
General.
expensive, but we don't know the exact.
Yeah, he said something interesting in that same breath, though. He said, keep in mind, there's no guarantee that the next BOE monitors will be as good as the current.
Yeah.
Because, as we've confirmed, the TN monitor that did come in the Mortal Kombat has the same model number, except for the number 22 in it, which is to imply the year it was manufactured. It's the rest of the model numbers are exactly the same as the previous TN monitors that we've seen in previous cabinets when they used them, but is less. It's not as good quality, and so the manufacturers themselves are making the newer versions with only one fluorescent bulb. It appears only on the left side, where previously they did it on both sides, which made it look good. You had good viewing angle. Now I think the BOE are using WLED for its backlight, so it's like LED strips, you know. So, but what if all of a sudden the next one is one fluorescent bulb? Then maybe even the IPS screen would look crappy.
What aspect ratio is that, Justin?
So the BOEs are a 4:3 aspect ratio. It's 1280 by 960.
Thank you. I was getting thirsty.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Justin, what you're telling me is the TN monitors pay for the office station area at the BOE headquarters, whereas the BOE monitors, the IPS ones, they finance that beautiful website that they have. Is that what you're telling me?
That's correct.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Stationary monitors suck.
There's a narrative out there, and I think people are trying to forward the narrative that Arcade1Up did this primarily as a cost-cutting measure, which we all know the difference. It wasn't that. It's due to availability, and availability in a different sense that a company like Arcade1Up really can't be dependent on a single individual brand to get a supply they need to build their cabinets. So they need to work with other people, put tenders out, and that's what we saw here. This wasn't a cash grab, guys. This is just availability and trying to get your company moving in the right direction without shackles waiting for one product from a specific company.
I think it was a cash grab. I totally believe Zohar is right.
Yeah,
It's cash grab. We called them on it, and now their next generations are fixed. You're welcome.
Yeah. They suddenly they lost a crate of BOEs and suddenly found them one cabinet later.
To be fair,
you know,
the only thing I disagree with Zohar is that he thinks it was intentional. I don't think it was intentional, but I do believe the outcome matches what we're describing as sucky. And they did fix it. And then the same thing, the Pros and the XLs are paused, right? They're delayed because we called them out on a crappy design of the Golden Tee, and they're trying to go back to the drawing board and fix it.
Yeah, but it's a shame, but they'll be better off for it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
All right,
Don't worry, Zohar. Eventually you'll get your Mortal Kombat Pro, and you'll buy it. And it'll be a 19-inch, and somehow it'll magically have enough bulbs.
We should stay on topic. But
okay.
I
wait,
think,
this is the topic, though, right?
I know, but what I'm saying is, Zohar, he has a beautiful Bobby Vu created Arcade1Up Mortal Kombat. Why? I wouldn't.
He reached out
I wouldn't
to me
even own the Mortal Kombat Arcade1Up one if I had the one that Zohar has.
He said he was going to sell his Mortal Kombat 30th today, and he's like, "Would you be upset?" Because I bought it for him, right? And I'm like,
"Oh, you did?"
No. Yeah,
well,
I was like,
nice
I wouldn't be upset at all. Like it
nice
didn't even come to my mind being upset. But I'm like, you will be upset. He's like, no, I won't be upset. There's no one on it. I'm like, yeah, just wait. There'll be a Mortal Kombat price drop where you can pick them up for $2.99. Tons of people will buy it. The lobbies will be full, and then you won't be number one anymore. And he's like, crap, I can't sell it.
Well, yeah, there's that side of it too. Like people are always like, oh, dead lobbies, dead lobbies, dead lobbies. I mean, you also got to remember it takes time. And the other thing you've also got to remember is that other versions of this cab are going to come out later. There's going to be crossplay. They're going to expand the user base. So it's a matter of building that community. But Zohar also has like limiters on who he'll face because they have to be on Ethernet. They can't be on Wi-Fi. And so, I mean, he's already limiting his own pool from people he can fight. So
because he blocks everybody that can actually beat him. So
I think PDubs was right. This is turning into a Zohar show, so I know exactly how to fix it. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so this video is sponsored by White Castle. You can get your big craves, your crave clutch. It's amazing. You can get any 20 sliders to satisfy your crave. Now back to Michael B.
Live sliders.
I'm so excited for this trip to go to White Castle. You guys have no idea. My life has led to this point. I'm so excited. I'm more excited for White Castle than Galloping Ghost. That's
so
sad,
I think
isn't it?
The people that just rejoined need to, who just recently joined, need to explain what is going on. What is September 9th about?
September 9th, September 10th, everybody's going to Chicago. We're going to Chicago. We're going to have a home arcade meetup. We're going to go.
Raise your hand if you're going to Chicago.
Yes, it's official.
Attaboy. Yeah.
All right.
It's
Also-
buy now, ask for forgiveness later type of thing.
That's the right answer. So we're going to go to Chicago. We're going to get to meet, hang out, do some fun stuff. We're going to go to Galloping Ghost on the 9th. We're going to iiRcade on the 10th. We're going to White Castle. We're going to do some other fun stuff. Some of us are going to a Bears game, Bears and 49ers. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. Priceless, long-lasting, lifetime memories. All of you guys have been watching most of us for the past like 3-4 years here on YouTube. It's a chance for us to finally get together in person and really get to have some fun and just enjoy each other. So that's I got to walk that back a little bit. The enjoy each other might not come across very well.
I will admit that when I see Michael B in person, because I've never met him in person before, and him and I have been the friends longest out of like all the YouTubers who I collaborate with. There will probably be some hugging there. There will be.
I'm hugging everybody.
I think our tummies are going to touch. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be a glorious moment in retro gaming. Can we film us like running to each other in slow motion?
Yeah, I'll never forget, Justin, you always had a special moment. Like when you met Mason for the first time, you were like, I don't know why I'm so excited. And you were going up to him. Yeah. That's what I want for everybody when we meet.
And I can't wait to see meet B Kong as well, because it's probably gonna be the same thing. I cannot wait to hug Mrs. Kong's or us in person. And B and you.
Yeah, she's definitely heard of you, so that'll be at least one person who knows you when you try that line. At least one.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Now I've met Justin in person, and Justin blew me away. He's actually a lot taller than you would expect. Like we talked about this.
6'7"?
I met Justin at CES a couple of years ago, and Justin, how tall are you? You could be honest. You're like what, 6'1"?
No,
you look
like
6'9",
5'9", 5'10".
No, you were wearing lifts. You were at like 5'11" and a half.
Nope.
Italian lift. You were taller than me when I met you at CES. I'm 5'11", and you were taller than me. Are you lying about your height?
No. I mean, I guess I have dress shoes that I wear from time to time that make me about 5'11", but my tennis shoes are like 5'10", and then barefoot because I'm flat foot.
Well, either way,
barefoot
I had never met Justin in person, and you really don't do a lot of like full body shots in your videos. So
I got a tummy here that I'm trying to.
My impression was that Console Kits was like 5'8", like 5'7", 5'8". I was like, he's probably one of these shorter, really techie kind of guys. And you were gigantic in real life. I was like, wow, tall dude.
It's probably the lens that I have. Does this make me look taller?
Oh my
God. But yeah, I met him at CES. Looking forward to meeting D as well, of course, and Fox. So
yeah. What's Fox like in real life, Justin?
He is 7 foot tall.
Is he as handsome in real life?
I will tell you about Fox. So in person, Fox, I gotta get my arms out because I gotta gesture. You know how in his live stream he's like gesturing when he's in person? He's super. It's the same person.
I like that.
He was like, so you watch him in a stream. He sits down. He's like, "What is going on, Justin? So today I'm gonna talk about how." Well, it's all about my job and what I do for a living. So I don't really talk about it. But before we get into that, let's get into a super chat. We got a $9.99 super chat, and I'm throwing you to the pit. It's literally that was happening right in front of me. It was awesome. I'm exaggerating, but not far off, actually.
Yeah.
Can I ask a couple questions about Chicago?
Yeah.
So Friday, Galloping Ghost.
Yep.
Saturday, Game and Brew, and Sunday, potentially football game, right?
Yep.
So those are like the three main activities that would be on the itinerary. But everything else, food's also very important. I was discovering new food places to eat and take people to different places while they were in Vegas, because all those other things you kind of have to, especially have a group, right? Like you want to be inclusive, but it's hard to have a group and eat somewhere. So I would say, even though those are the three mains, if you're coming to this, I would not expect every group to do everything together completely. It would be like those main areas. I think there was some expectation that with Arcade1Up being in Vegas, like, oh, we'd all be like together at some point, but we were just like, hey, let's go find random New York pizza somewhere at one point in time.
Don't worry, B. We will make reservations at White Castle for everybody.
So a lot of it depends. Like, we're all planning on going out for breakfast, but if Steve Weeby shows up, Billy's not going to come, so it might be different.
Yeah, seats taken. But the other thing I found out about myself, Vegas, at Vegas, I'm inherently like an event planner, and when I go to things where I spend money on, like, wasting time is my biggest pet peeve. So from beginning to end on a trip, like, I in my head have things I want to do, but my pace is not the same as everybody else's pace. So I'm walking, and OT and UAG and Moats are at a different pace, and even John is like all relaxing and live. I'm just like, we're going to a buffet, people. Like, let's hustle or let's walk.
Yeah.
And then but OTG would say it. I had everything planned out, at least somewhat of a plan. But I would really like to go to Green Street Meats in Chicago. That's actually one of my favorite barbecue places. Have you ever been there, Dubs?
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Do us a favor, guys, in the live chat, if you're from Chicago or have lived in Chicago or maybe even some of the suburbs, just throw a 1 in the chat.
If you thought about living in Chicago.
Yeah, because if you're from the Midwest and Chicago is a city of hustle, and that's where I was born and raised, and like downtown Chicago, people don't mess around. You walk fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone is zip, zip, zip. And ever since I moved to Arizona, like, I'm like you. I got the Midwest hustle. When I'm out here in Arizona, where people who are raised a slower life pace, like, don't be in such a rush. Like, I'm walking through like malls and stuff out here, and I'm like, get the F out of my way. You know what I mean? Like I want to get from point A to point B. That's what I was trained to do in Chicago. You do not stop and look around. You go.
Yeah. I have a feeling up in Newfoundland, it's like,
you know,
hey,
literally.
No, and then it's hello. And then having a conversation for 5 minutes.
Hello, I'm in Newfoundland.
It's not just the heat. I saw Jay's comment. He goes, yeah, but it's hot in Arizona. People don't walk slow in Arizona because of the heat. Like, even during the winter when it's like, you know, a high of 75, 80 beautiful degrees here, people are still like, walking around through your grocery store. You know what I mean?
Really
Trust
quick,
me.
I want to get a couple super chats out of the way here. Ezekiel, Chicago Retro Rangers. Ezekiel, like, thank you so much. You don't have to do it, man. I'll try to bring you up your comments on screen anyways. I met Fox a few months ago here, and he's tall and can handle bourbon pretty good. Justin, you can confirm that as well, I'm sure.
That's right.
Also, I can't wait to meet all you guys. B, Mike, B-Dubs,
and Fox
Justin
is going to be there too.
I can't wait to see him in his Green Ranger outfit at Galloping Ghost.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't write. He didn't write Fox, so don't Fox. He doesn't. He's not looking forward to meeting Fox.
No,
he's already had Fox.
I already met Fox.
I don't want to go too much longer, guys. I could hang out all night, but I got to go to bed at some point. It's late here. My daughter has been sick.
We're gonna hang up and then talk for 2 more
hours.
Might as well just stay live.
How many people we got in the live chat? I don't even have the chat.
257.
And you want to quit now? You haven't even peaked yet, brother. You haven't even hit your peak.
But I do want to say, if you guys are interested, now's the time. Try to find out if you've got time, if you can get to Chicago. Come see us. Come hang out. What is Game and Brew? Game and Brew. PDubs, you've been to them. Why don't you explain it?
Yeah, so the iiRcade is in Skokie, Illinois, which is in kind of like the northwest suburbs of Chicagoland area. And at their home and office, usually a couple times a year, they do this Game and Brew. They have customers come in, and they usually bring in Portillo's or Giordano's and beer and all kinds of beer. John does pick out he's got great IPA taste, so there'll be lots of good beers there.
The Game and Brew in Chicago was way different than the Game and Brew in LA. I watched the Game and Brew like live streams where they were karaokeing and getting down, and that was like a true community event for the fans that cared, and that was like a party. My event in LA was like upscale, posh rooftop bar with 3 people in iiRcade shirts and everybody else looking for free beer and drinks. And so it was a different vibe for sure. Yeah. So I'm excited if I do get it going to karaoke with Jong. That's my goal.
I think
Oh.
anybody can join the Game and Brew Night. They've just got to contact iArcade. There's limited spots, so try to
So-
get in while you can.
So here's the goal. Everyone's complaining that Jong hasn't been revealing upcoming games. We're going to get that guy so hammered. We're going to know everything through 2025 by the end of the night. It's going to happen, guys. We're going to know. And by the way, Cyber, I love the Willow quote in the live chat. Big shout out to you, Cyber. Great job there.
Out of the way, Peck.
That's me, literally. When I'm walking anywhere, I'm like, get out of my way.
So the thing I'm most excited about, I was talking to John a little bit over Facebook today, and me and him are going to be singing Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. That's what we're doing while we're there on karaoke.
Mhm.
So get your karaoke in now.
Yeah. Do they
All right.
have like a karaoke bar in their office, or like do they actually go somewhere? It felt like they were just doing it in their office.
Yeah, it's all in the office.
Is it? Oh,
It was all in the
iArcade
office.
karaoke machine.
Yeah.
It should definitely happen.
I'm surprised they haven't done that with the jukebox yet.
With the
jukebox
USB,
feature.
yeah, with the USB to microphone, and then
Oh yeah.
and then being able to do iArcade with those speakers, that could be fun. You can have a built-in karaoke machine. That could be their next move. I karaoke. I'm serious. I would mod my iArcade to be a karaoke machine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a really good idea, in my opinion. Karaoke machines
know-
are expensive.
You know who I haven't talked yet? I wonder if we can get him to go. That'd be fun. We should try to get Glenn to go. Glenn's
Mm.
retro show.
Oh yeah, and to bring all his accessories to like plug in everything.
There we go.
And all the split personalities. Hey, I'm Neeglin now.
Maybe we can get Negan to come, but then Glenn doesn't have to. Yeah.
Just Neeglin only. Good stuff.
How hard would it be to get a Donkey Kong cab? I'm going to answer this someone else.
So
answered earlier.
hard. So
Literally
hard.
impossible.
Here's the interesting thing, though. Like, hear me out. Let me ask you this question. Did John getting MVC2 exclusively, perhaps like highly exclusively, change that answer even a 0.5%? Is it 0.5% more possible to get Donkey Kong after MVC2? Can you give me that?
No.
What title could Arcade1Up get that would edge closer to a Donkey Kong?
I actually know that answer.
This is easy. None.
Nope, there is an answer. There is an answer that it's possible. But before we do that, Ezekiel, the Chicago Retro Ranger, once more, thank you so much, brother. Fox is even more handsome in person. Just letting you guys know.
See, console kits, what I'm trying to do here is when we say that it will never happen, it ends up happening. So that's what I'm trying to do.
I see.
Oh,
here.
no.
I'm trying,
So-
to,
I'm
trying to put the vibes out there.
Yeah,
So-
yeah,
Because if you give them a challenge, that,
Yeah.
that motivate to die.
That's
Someone
what I've been.
call John
that-
D and tell him, I dare you to get a Nintendo.
I dare you to get
I
Nintendo.
dare you.
So,
So-
what's the
I'm daring him right now to do Robotron. He can't get Robotron 2084. It's locked up in Williams Purgatory. Can't be done. There's no way John can make a Robotron 2084 cab. It'll never happen.
So what title do you think, Mike, could get
It-
them more possible to get Nintendo?
It's in the chat actually right now. Peter was the first to say it. There's a pathway where Nintendo kind of co-owns Cruising USA and Cruisin', the Cruisin' series, with Raw Thrills. Arcade1Up already has a great relationship with Raw Thrills. So if they lean on that and get Raw Thrills to work
It's who
with
you know.
Nintendo and compare it, who you know, that's how we get a cruising cab, and that builds the first part of the partnership with Nintendo and Arcade1Up.
Because Nintendo gets a side royalty check through Raw Thrills, and they go cash that check and go, "Where'd this money come from again?"
Yeah.
Okay.
So here, let me throw a different alternative question. Say they did get Nintendo, and we wanted to expect a Donkey Kong cab. What would a 3/4 scale Arcade1Up like Nintendo cabinet look like? Do you think it would be authentic enough for them to make that style cabinet based on kind of their other models, or do you think we would get like some sort of compromise that we wouldn't be happy about?
I think it'd be Tron, but enclosed. I mean, it basically would have to look like Donkey Kong in every
Mhm.
sort of way.
In every sort of way.
Yeah,
Side panels would look really good, But
Mhm.
you know how we had the flat screen and then the screen's down like that?
Mhm.
I think that's where it's going to fall apart, because I think the screen would have to be
Flat.
one
Like,
piece instead of the bezel separated from the screen.
yeah, like that. Looking through it, like those particular calves. Is that enough? Is there going to be a mod for that? I don't know. But yeah,
John
I'm
said
hoping they
something
can.
interesting. I don't know if it was after a stream or not. He goes, the best thing that could actually happen is not if Arcade1Up gets Donkey Kong. It's if Nintendo just does it themselves.
Yeah.
Because then Nintendo would just be first party. They would just, right at Walmart, there's a freaking Donkey Kong, and then right next to it, there's Arcade1Up. He's like, everyone's going to like learn that there's this home arcade thing through Donkey Kong, and they're just the other cabinets. And that'd be completely fine.
Yeah,
I like that.
I concur.
I concur. I do too.
I also concur that, guys, it's been an hour and 35 minutes. I'm a tired Michael B. Let's call it a night. Guys,
Let's get Michael to bed.
Me too. I'm ready for a nap. So.
oh, I can't wait till we get to Chicago and we can all nap together.
Oh.
It's gonna be great because this is my normal
Big
voice.
spoon. I want a big spoon, Mike.
Oh, yeah, we're doing that.
What is Gallop?
All right, I'm
Anyways.
sleep. I'll sleep on the couch. You guys can spoon it up.
Which couch are you going to sleep on? Nostalgia's down in his basement? Gotta watch out for that one.
That's the casting one. You got to be careful.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, if you can, I've said it a bunch of times in case you haven't heard, Chicago, we are going to be there September 9th and September 10th. September 9th at Galloping Ghost, September 10th at the iArcade Game and Brew Night. Hopefully you guys can make it out. We can hang out, get some food, play some arcade games together, have a bunch of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing all my friends and seeing some of you guys there as well. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful night. Thank you very much for watching.
Mike,
Yes.
I'm sorry to cut you off, man, but big update. So NASA pointed an ultraviolet light at the couch in Nostalgia's basement. They could see it from space. That's how illuminescent that couch was.
It's like a goddamn Jackson Pollock painting.
Exactly. Yeah, it was. Okay, you can pull the plug now. I'm sorry.
All right, everybody. Hey, Gus, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I was drowning without you. Thank you very much.
Anytime.
All right. Anyways, guys, have a wonderful night. This is Michael B. And I'll talk to you
See
next
you
time.
guys later.
Guys,